The more I look at it, the more I feel like my eyes are wonky. What is going on? I can't. I feel like maybe my lash is off a little bit. I don't know what's going on today, but I hope y'all are ready for some wonky-eyed goodness. If I just keep looking over to the side, it especially looks wonky, so maybe I can just blame it by me looking to the side. It's not wonky, I'm just looking to the side, even though it looks wonkier when I look to the side. Oh, can you say something real quick?
Sure. Hello. Welcome to the stream, everybody.
I might need you. Oh, I don't know how you're gonna do that. Feel like on TikTok your voice might be like crazy loud. We've been having a lot of issues with your headphones. We need to get you new headphones soon. You're messing up a stream, JD Poo, you cute little fudge bucket. They're not that bad. I don't think anyone's going that crazy though. Slayla was like, I can hear echo. I can hear an echo of everything you say.
I'm. Oh yeah, I mean the Echo when I was over on the couch on PlayStation. But
So what are we doing today? Where were we at? I need to open up my notes and stuff. Felt like I was missing something.
mm, I just remember where we ended. You're gonna have to remind everybody what happened.
Well, I took a lot of notes, so hopefully we can work off of that.
Hmm. I'm sure we probably want to wait to do the recap until we're live on both platforms.
Yeah. Okay, let's see, let's see. Oh, I gotta move that real quick so I can see my thing properly. Okay. Oh, I'm amassing an inventory now. I'm gonna have to really remember what I'm doing.
Hmm.
I didn't post everywhere today about the stream like I tend to, so hopefully things work out. Oh, it is warm this evening.
Yeah, and I forgot to like completely turn off the heat today, so I didn't freeze for the entirety of the morning just so that way we'd feel comfortable-ish in the evening. I'll try to be better about that.
Good. You better freeze. So how have you been? We got about a minute to unalive until we go live on the other platform.
Okay, it's just a little sad that I could not get into DVD today. I was not feeling it in the matches.
Mm. Were you playing Survivor or Killer?
Survivor, but
Well, that's
the
why it's
new,
the worst.
well, they have a new event. They have an event out right now, the Blood Moon.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, the get tons of blood points event.
Supposedly, but essentially they're I think 4 of the 7 gens are blood gens. So you have to go to essentially a blood gas station of sorts, fill up like a tank thing that if you run with it, it slowly leaks out blood. But then you fill up the generator with the blood to repair it. So it's,
That's different.
so it's changing up the mechanics of it a bit, but
So you,
especially with the new Unaliver, I feel like the new Unaliver is like has pretty good map mobility and basically they get a free first hit on you with their ability.
hmm. So so you can't just repair for the generators like normal. You have to just be running buckets back and forth.
Yeah, so three of them I guess you can do as normal, but the other four, so basically you have to at least do two of the blood ones.
Ugh. That's the worst, because then you gotta like be running around and leaving scratch marks everywhere. Scratch marks are like my biggest problem in that game.
Yeah, I mean it's either you move incredibly slow, giving the killer time to find you, and you don't lose any of the blood in your thing, or
Also,
you,
you only lose it if you're running.
yeah, it leaks if you're running with it.
Oh,
Or if you set it down, then I think it leaks out some.
sounds like time to urban evasion. Crouch walk everywhere. Look, I know what's up. Mixed with
Well,
that other perk that makes your walking speed faster.
yeah, the walking speed one would probably be a pretty good one too. Or innovation just for like trying to hide behind stuff, but I feel like that does not always turn out. But
Well, I don't plan to play either way, so good luck with it.
yeah, I just need to make it through the tome, so
You know what's crazy? I feel like my blush doesn't go with this look. I think I liked it more without blush, and I typically like to put tons and tons of blush on my face. And I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have blushed today. Or tried a different blush. Maybe should have gone for an orange blush. Ah, I think an orange blush would have done it. I feel like the pink is throwing off the gold.
I don't know. I think it's a good look. So
Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna go live on the TikTok and we can get going.
you know,
I hate that the tiniest part of me lately has been like, maybe I should reinvest in wigs and like get some like little wigs to try to do something with. Just like do little wigs. I've got a handful of little wigs. Big wigs definitely won't work with headset, but
yeah,
lately I've
I
been
wish
like, do
we
I
could
need
just.
wigs?
I just wish your ear could handle having in the ear ones.
Oh yeah. Oh, I very much dislike in the ear headphones.
Or if you do
Okay,
go wear whatever headphones, sorry. Go ahead.
you're good. I don't know how people can wear in the ear headphones. For one, I feel like they never actually stay in my ear. And also, that's gross. That's gross. I clean my ears a lot, and it's not enough. It is not enough. I'm like, nar. Nar thank yar. But Raycon, if you want to sponsor me, I'll shove some Raycon headphones into my ear for a sponsorship. Did I
Sadly, I
just
don't even
close my?
know what headset that is.
It's Raycon.
Yeah.
They're in the ear headphones. A lot of people on the place where you can have your very own tube like to well, I don't know if they like to get sponsored by them, but they're a popular sponsorship for tubers.
I'm assuming they're a pretty good brand.
I get they sponsor
So,
people. People get paid to say that they're great, so I mean they must be giving them money.
give me money and they're great.
Okay, so
Uh,
let's do a little recap. Um, so in the very first session, we found out as we got into Langston that there was an unaliving. A young woman was unalived by the name of Maybelline. Yes, Maybelline. And we are trying to find who unalived her. So far we've gone to the fiance. We know the fiance has a little bit of shenanigans going on. They're talking to some other woman. That woman that they were kissing on. They were doing a little smooching the day after the funeral of the fiance. Shady. And then he gave us a clue that sent us into the woods where we met a wolf that ended up being a druid that ended up being Roy Sunderhammer. Royce Underhammer caught polypox, which is a disease that makes shapeshifters shift without control. Any kind of shapeshifter. So it can happen to druids. It can happen to, I'm guessing, changelings. I think they mentioned changelings. They definitely mentioned werewolves. We're keeping the werewolves in our mind. The wolves of Langston. There's little puppers all over the city. We know something's going on there. And then after we left Roy Sunderhammer, I think we ended at leaving Roy Sunderhammer, and we went back to the town. We went into the tavern and we saw some kind of big wolf creature on a roof. I went to go attack it and it disappeared. And I think that we were left off on a rest. Looking at my health, I did not actually rest yet because I am still damaged. So yeah, we're resting, right? You got you
So,
you know where we are?
yep. So, essentially, what happened is, you returned to the inn for a well-deserved rest after a very busy day. You eat a hearty meal alone in the common room before succumbing to exhaustion.
Oh, succumbed.
Your rest is interrupted by troubling dreams. In one, you are attacked by rose bushes that claw at you with their thorns. In another, you're running through the streets of Langston on all fours. In a third, you see the hulking shape that woke you before as it watches you from a nearby rooftop. It bears down on you, but you cross over into a shaft of sunlight.
Oh, I love a shaft of sunlight.
As the dark beast reaches into light for you, it starts to crack and crumble. Just as it's about to become visible, you wake up with a start. You lie in your bed at the inn. You are alone in the room, and there's nothing outside of the window. You may either try to get some more rest or get up to keep watch.
So did I get a rest?
So you did not get any sort of rest yet.
Dang. Okay, come on. I'm dreaming. I at least have hit REM sleep. No rest. Okay,
Yeah,
so I think that I'm still. I've only lost a little bit of health. I'm a cleric. I got this. I'm gonna go and get on watch. We're gonna see what's up. I'm gonna go beat up a hoe for interrupting my sleep.
sorry. Looks like I had a little error, so I need to get back in there. Sorry.
Oh, technical issues, JD Poo. All you're doing is reading on a PDF. Goodness.
A PDF on Google Drive, so look at
Dang
Google
it,
Drive being
Google.
okay.
Doing okay?
So yeah, I'm just trying to get us uh, back to wherever we were.
Okay. In the meantime, how's everybody doing? What's everybody doing? Who you doing? What you eating? Ah, good. Yes, all of those things. Thank you so much for participating.
All right. So it's an uneventful night. You don't get nearly as much rest as you would have liked. Gain the benefits of a short rest and gain inspiration because you love that inspiration.
I don't need no inspiration. Wait, how many times is it going to make me short rest before we get to do a proper rest?
Well, you chose to stay up, so maybe you would have got a longer rest if you hadn't.
Ugh.
So once the sun has risen, someone starts knocking at the wooden door. Uh, you can either answer the door, draw a weapon before opening the door, or ignore the knocking.
Let's open the door. Let's see what's up.
Just gonna open the door.
Yeah, we don't need no weapons. Plus, I'm a caster, so, like,
Okay. You open the door to the innkeeper carrying a steaming tray. He gives you your
ooh, a
breakfast.
steaming tray.
Oh,
Reminds me of that shaft of sunlight.
oh my. This inn, like it is a very special inn.
Mm.
All right. He gives you your breakfast and asks if you're doing well. Let's see here. The Sun Cleric was in the tavern last night. She was asking after you then and today. Will you be visiting her today? She has asked that you come to the temple. It seems that people in town have been talking, and she thinks she can help. You also have this from the mayor's office. He places a note among your dishes. You thank the innkeeper for the message and the breakfast. You eat as you read the note.
I do all of those things. Okay, so
Uh,
it said the Sun Cleric, which is Solane. We had met the Sun Cleric. We creeped we creeped through the shadows and followed her into the funeral in session one. So she has
mhm.
something. She has something, and we have a note. Okay, let's read this note.
Okay. The note is a piece of paper with neatly cut edges. The note says, "There's a new lead that you will need to follow. Come to town hall." Checking both sides of the paper, there's nothing else. After you've eaten, you make your way once again to the town hall. As you make the trip, you feel like you're starting to see the rhythm of life here in Langston. You're seeing many of the same people going to and coming from the market. Crass people of all kinds quietly go about their business. If not for an undercurrent of fear seen in the occasional jump start or a furtive look over a shoulder, Langston could have been mistaken for any of the other sleepy towns that dot the land. But it's not. It's a place where killers walk the streets at night, beasts invade gardens by day, and druids are trapped within their own powers. And now there's something else.
Ah, okay, sorry, taking notes.
So, okay. The mayor's aide is waiting for you at town hall. "Ah, you're here," he says. "The mayor has been waiting. Follow me, please."
Wait, why am I going to the mayor? Wasn't I told? Aren't I supposed to be going to Solane? Don't I get an option to go to Solane instead? Let's go to the mayor.
Uh, You went you went to the town hall. I think because the note said that there was a lead there or something.
Mm. Okay, let's
Okay.
go. We're going to the town hall. We're gonna haul those towns.
He leads you to the mayor's office and leaves without a word. The mayor looks up as you enter. Buttercup maintains his position beside the desk. After a perfunctory greeting, Mayor Anathram says that she needs you to investigate a report
I
of
think you
bandits
need.
and
Hold on. I need to roll to give Buttercup a kiss.
okay.
Animal handling.
Let's see here. Sorry, I'm trying to think of what.
Okay, do you got an idea of what you're gonna have the difficulty being?
Yeah.
Okay, well I rolled a I rolled a 9.
Um, that does not pass. I was going with a 14.
Inspiration. No, I got the exact same thing. What the hell? Okay, fine.
Um, the dog stares at you growling, looking like if you get any closer, it might try and bite your hand.
Oh wait, so
And
it didn't bite my hand, so that means I can try again. Oh wait,
er,
Oh wait, no, I forgot. I don't have. I got an idea. How about I cast guidance on myself and then I try. I use my concentration to get a bonus to kissing this puppy's head. Okay, never mind. Just go ahead. I won't kiss the
yeah,
puppy.
I was gonna say after the first one, I think the difficulty was gonna have to go up since the dog was on uh like alert at that moment and had already kind of warned you with the growl.
Dang. Where's all my channel point redemptions? Come on, channel point redemptions. Give me some blesses. Give me some advantage. Okay, let's go.
Okay. So after a perfunctory greeting, Mayor Anathram says that she needs you to investigate a report of bandits in the region. Um, here. "Reports are coming in of two strangers that make citizens feel threatened," she says, and this is apparently in my new orc accent.
Wait,
Uh,
that was supposed to be the mayor?
yes, this is the mayor.
That is a very different. I mean, I can understand this one better than the last one. Also, hi Uzi.
Uzi, hello.
Okay, so two people are harassing people in town. Who other than me is harassing people in this town?
Let's see here. I'm gonna just read this normal because I can't think of a good voice. Reports are coming in of two strangers that make citizens feel threatened, she says. Likewise, there are a number of farm animals missing. Also, other items of value. The arrival of these strangers is likely related. Maybelline's death could be related to these strangers. I want you to investigate.
Hmm.
Let's see here.
A little xenophobia. Ooh. We hate these
So,
strangers.
go ahead and roll an insight check.
An insight check. I have a +2. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. All right, so
Yeah.
that means you pass. Let's see here. Make sure I click the right one.
I might not get a kiss little puppies, but I have some insight.
At least you have Uzi here who can possibly redeem channel point rewards to help you now.
Oh, you're just putting all the pressure on Uzi now. You gotta help me win
Uh,
these roles. Immediate
tell you
bane.
what. Let's see here. Oh my, you got a redeem.
Yay, I get advantage from the DM.
Let's see here. Um, ooh. No, I forgot which number I think I was starting off at. Um, I think that's the right spot. Actually, I don't remember. Darn it.
Okay, you said that the strangers missing farm animals and missing items, and the last thing they said was something around the lines of like thinking that they're probably connected.
Okay. So I think this is probably the right one here. You realize this is probably not related to the murder you were investigating and call the mayor out. It's unclear, she says, but some uncertainty shows around her deadpan stare. But there's no evidence of their involvement, yet, still I need to find out for sure. You can either negotiate additional pay or accept the task as is.
Wait, so that was an insight roll. Maybe I'm
Yeah,
misreading what insight means, because when I think of insight, I think of being able to read the person. But does that mean that the mayor just lied to us? Knowingly told us that he thinks that they're connected, but they're not connected?
I'm not sure if it's like necessarily lying to you. I think it's just like it's suspecting and maybe trying to get. It could be a bit of a lie to try and get you to investigate this for free.
Okay.
So you
Okay.
can you can negotiate additional pay or accept the task as
I
is.
want more pay. It's
More pay.
very expensive being a real housewife now.
Okay. Let's see
Oh
here.
my gosh. Also, sidetracked. Um, Jennifer Tilly makes $10 million a year from her unalived ex-husband, and I'm so jealous.
Sorry, I die. You're not getting that much. Sorry.
No. I already told Jaded the other day. I think it was yesterday I found that out, and I was like, I'm sorry, Jaded. I'm gonna have to keep you a secret so that I can go find a rich husband that's going to pass away and leave me all their money. Same, Uzi. Okay, so we're
Okay.
gonna negotiate some more money, and I got my rolls ready. Also, hey, Myth Wanderer, I got my
Hey,
rolls
Myth.
ready. We got a bless and we have advantage. So am I gonna have to negotiate this increase in pay?
Real quick, just question for you. Since you have both bless and the guiding bolt, do you get the bless on both rolls?
Sure. I don't know how that works actually. I think so. I think that you roll it essentially separately.
Okay. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I think I may be getting myself confused. So, um, okay. I do not normally negotiate with those I employ, she says. But if it will speed you along, then you can have this.
No, so no roll. Dang it! I wanted to negotiate more money.
No, I like how she's trying to get you to do an unrelated task, and it's like, I don't want to pay you more.
Yeah, I mean that's
Yeah.
employment.
She pulls a coin purse from a desk drawer and tosses it to you. You don't say anything about how she had an additional fee ready. Add 30 gold pieces to your inventory.
Oh, I get paid now? Come on.
Yeah.
I like getting paid in advance. Okay, you said 30?
Yes, 30 gold
Come
pieces.
on, 30 gold pieces. More gold. Now I'm almost at 100 gold pieces, and we already went to the general store, and there was nothing I wanted to buy. So let's see what the hell I'm going to do with all this money.
I know what you want to do. Myth has the idea for you.
Take all the money and give all the fire. I still have my tinderbox. It's reusable. I don't think it has uses on it, so we're good. We got the fire.
Uh, I guess it's gold pieces, so it's not paper money, so it can't help like get the fire started. All right.
Oh gosh, it's strip club time. Throw the ones, make it rain. Except they're gold pieces, so it's like throwing quarters, throwing little like metal balls at the
Uh,
adult dancers.
I feel like I've heard like, doesn't Canada have like coin dollars? So like just the idea of like drag queens up there like getting coins thrown at them or something.
In Cincinnati, there was a queen that was known for a really long time when she was younger. Now that she's older, I don't think she really does it anymore. But she did a penny, some kind of like penny number, and would tell everyone to throw pennies at her, and they just like pelted her with pennies while she performed.
Any number? Was it Party in the USA?
Come on, the
Is
two of
that
us that get that. Come on, Cincinnati drag.
Penny? If you tuned in, I'm sorry for that.
Penny, we know you didn't tune in.
All right. So you've added 30 gold pieces to your inventory.
Yes, we did.
Um, I expect this is sufficient to continue doing the job you have agreed to do, she says.
Do I get an option to ask for more money?
Um,
Oh no, this seems a little light.
all right, sure, but let's do a persuasion check.
Oh yay, I get a roll now. And I get advantage, and I get... You're not allowed to take this into account. You
Oh,
can't just increase the difficulty because I have
okay,
bonuses.
I already thought of a number before
Okay,
you had
okay.
reminded me, so
I'm doing persuasion. Ooh, okay, I'm doing another persuasion. Oh god, it was... Or was that the same? Did I just roll the same thing twice? Okay, well, an 8 plus... where's a d4? Ooh, I think a 12, was it? Oh gosh, why is it not showing me my history? Okay, we're gonna go with I think it was a 12.
okay. In my head, I had a 15 as the
I don't get any more
skill check.
money. It was not a fail by more than 5. We
So,
don't have that house rule, but it was not a critical fail.
so the mayor says, as I said, I expect that is sufficient to continue doing the job you've agreed to do.
Oh, fine.
So, you agree and ask what the mayor knows.
I ask what the mayor
So,
knows.
give me your map of Langston, Mayor Nathram says with an outstretched hand. Once you hand it over, she uses the quill from her desk to circle an area outside of town in the wooded area to the north.
Back to the
Search this
woods.
search this area for the abandoned camp and remove them from the area by force if necessary. This should be well within your abilities. She looks at you and points to the wooded area around the supposed camp. Use the forest paths. People are frightened of the murder and the rumor of bandits. More strangers on the road could cause panic. You agree, but it's more of a reflex to the mayor's raw authority than a conscious agreement. You take the map and say goodbye.
And then I do a performance check to crop dust both the mayor and the dog as I leave.
I don't know what that means, but
Fart as I pass by him.
yeah. um, give me a roll. What type of role should this be?
I guess a
Give,
performance. I mean, I'm
give me
not.
a give me a sleight of hand roll.
Ooh, a sleight of hand. That. Look at Jaden. Jaden's learning shit. And I have a higher skill with sleight of hand. Doesn't help. I only got a 5. It
Well,
wasn't a critical fail.
well, guess what? I had it set to a 5. So both the dog and the mayor can smell the fart, but they're not necessarily aware that it was a fart. There's just like they're not sure what that smell is. So
It's
you get
because my
away with
farts don't stink. They just smell a lovely scent of roses.
so you get away with your drive-by fart.
Yeah. I think with thermaturgy. Oh, I could have just got away with not even rolling it. I forgot I can make a smell from I think I can make a smell. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong thing. Oh, this doesn't say anything
Does
about smells. I thought the
does
thermaturgy would make it let me just be able to give them fart smells.
does thaumaturgy let you kind of make it appear like something's there?
Um, okay, thaumaturgy is like the most basic of the light illusions. So I can cause flames to flicker, a loud voice or noise. I can make my eyes glow or change color. I can open and close windows. I can make a sound. I could have made it sound like a fart. Um, or I could
Oh,
just shake the ground a little bit. Oh my gosh, what if I made I can do up to 3 things at a time. I could actually fart, but then amplify the sound and shake the ground when I do it.
because I was gonna say like I mean what you could possibly do instead. I was gonna say you could make it look like there's like a dog poop somewhere.
Oh
But
no.
you could make it kind of seem like it was the dog who farted.
I could have. Too late now.
Yes. All right. Heading north as if traveling by the nearby farmlands, you veer off the road into the woods to the east. You pick your way through the woods. As you proceed, you keep an eye on the sun through the trees and clouds and seek out any of the landmarks you might see on the map. The part of the forest is quiet, but lacks the unnatural stillness of Roy's woods when he was sick. It's just a peaceful forest full of all the hums and twitters of a healthy natural
Mm.
environment. A river burbles somewhere off to the west. If you weren't marching toward almost certain violence, it would be a very calming hike on a pleasant day.
I like that I
Uh,
already know it's going to be violent.
I
I'm
mean, the
just going to
mayor.
go meet some strangers, but I know it's going to be violent.
I mean, the mayor did essentially say to use force.
I'm a cleric. I'm good. Snatcher, thank you for sharing the live.
As you make your way through the woods, you come across a clearing ringed with old trees with thick, gnarled trunks. The birdsong is especially beautiful here, and the air smells of a heady mix of wildflowers and honey. Sitting in the center of a clearing on a stump, you see an unusual woman. Her skin is bright green, her hair a tangle of leaves and moss. She hasn't seen you, with her whole attention on a robin resting in her outstretched hand as she laughs and twitters back to the little bird. You have found a dryad, a fey creature with a deep connection to the forest. You can sneak past the dryad, make your presence known, or attack the dryad.
Why would I attack the Dryad? I'm going to make my presence known. Dryad, I think. I don't think that this is necessarily uh, metagaming. Because, like, if you're living in a world, you probably know, like, basic things about certain creatures, and, like, Dryads are friends to the forest, and I'm friend to the forest. Let's all be friend to the forest.
Okay, so are you making your presence known then,
Yes.
rather than. Okay, make your presence known. Deciding stealth as for sneaks, thieves, and cowards, you emerge from the woods in full sight of the green skinned woman in the
But I am
clearing.
all of those things. Oh, I need to redo. Chronomancy! I decide to see. Just kidding.
She is clearly surprised. The foliage that makes up her hair and clothes rustle in a breeze that isn't there, but she appears unafraid. She remains silent as she calmly watches what you do next. You can either try to communicate or attack her.
Why does it want me to hurt this poor dryad? I don't think I necessarily have anything that'll help me communicate, but I'm gonna try to communicate.
Okay, let's see here. You greet the green-skinned woman and ask her what she is doing here in the forest. I meet you, skin person, the woman says in broken common. Sylvan speak, you. If you can
Oh
speak
no.
Sylvan, you can speak Sylvan to her. Cast a spell or use an ability to understand her, or continue in common.
I gotta continue in common. I know draconic and goblin. I don't know why. I don't didn't really have a reason for it. I just picked them.
Common not good me, she says. Sylvan gooder, but talking. You nod as if you understand, and she continues. Bad men there, she says, pointing off into the distance.
See, I knew she
Many,
was on our side. I knew she was gonna give us something.
many string, sharp string grab friends. She wraps her hand around her own neck and makes a sad face. Can help us, can you? She says. Little friend so sad. I know not fixing how. Bad men now gone, but camp still being. Soon returning be maybe. You say that yes, you should be able to help her sad little friends, and confirm that she means the bandits are not at the camp right now. The dryad nods with a proud smile. For help you, she says, and gives you a small bottle. Drink to be tree skin. You almost certainly don't understand this one,
Yeah.
so you touch the potion to your lips to find out what it is. You immediately feel sturdier, tougher all over. Add a potion of bark skin to your
I was
inventory.
gonna say, I was feeling like it was gonna be bark skin. Tree
Okay,
skin, bark skin, that makes sense.
the potion grants the effects of bark skin spell. Your AC is at least 16 for the next hour after consuming its contents.
That's only one AC higher than what I already have normally, but so I guess that is useful. Okay, let's go.
Okay. You ask the dryad to show you where the camp is located.
I asked the Dryad to show me where the camp is located.
No Tiffany voice today?
Well, this is a
No.
narration.
Okay. The dryad leads you through the woods, her feet barely making a sound in the underbrush that you need. Sorry. Uh, Sound in the underbrush that you need to at least make an effort to avoid. She leads you to an easy entrance point and points to where the trees thin into another clearing. This flat patch of earth couldn't be more different from where you met the dryad. The sloppily built fire pit is surrounded with the detritus of several meals, including scorched bones of various sizes and old grayish porridge even the local wildlife steered clear of. Most importantly, the camp is indeed empty with no sign of activity at all. You turn to the Dryad to thank for her help in finding the camp, but she has already vanished into the woods as if she was never there. With a shrug, you slip into the camp to investigate further. The camp isn't much all told, and you probably wouldn't think anything of it just stumbling across the site on your own. A competent, but not impressive, fire pit is set up at the center of the clearing, though no kindling appears to be gathered for the night. Charred bones from a variety of small animals and other less recognizable detritus litter the ground. There don't seem to be any tents, but two rough lean-tos have been constructed to presumably keep bedrolls dry in the event of rain. There's very little else that seems important in camp, though you can see an oilcloth bundle hanging in a tree to keep something off the ground and away from the curious animals. It's tied to a tree trunk with a rough hemp rope. Roll an intelligence check, investigation, to search the camp for anything you may have missed.
Okay. Seem too clean to be roughing it in this nature. Hey, so I do what I need to do. It was intelligence, which you said was
Uh,
investigation or What?
Yeah, it was investigation is what it has in parentheses.
Okay. Oh, yes. Okay, once again, that's a 13 plus Uzi gave me a bless. 13, 14.
14.
Yep.
Congratulations, you beat the roll.
Hey, come on, bitch. Thank you, Uzi. What was the roll?
Uh, uh, I it was like a 12 or 13. It's already fallen out of my head. So I think you beat it regardless.
Boo. Okay, go ahead.
You search through the bandit camp, starting with the oilcloth hung in the tree. A leather scroll case contains a rolled sheet of vellum. Examining the document, you see that it is a warrant made out for someone named Horace and Titch. The bandits' names, presumably. It offers hundreds of gold pieces in reward for information regarding to the criminal's location, and thousands for her capture dead or alive.
What was the name?
It is to someone named Horace and Titch, the bandit's name, presumably.
Can you spell that for me?
Horace, Horace, and Titch. So I'm thinking that these are like two people, the two bandits. Titch.
Okay, thank you.
It offers hundreds of gold pieces in reward for the information regarding the criminal's location and thousands for her capture, dead or alive. The warrant is for the Wolf of the Road, who has an obviously orcish name you don't recognize. They're wanted for the killing of a constable in Three Rivers. Not knowing what to make of this, you take the document with you until you can find out more. These bandits have clearly fallen on hard times as the gear all seem tattered and in poor repair. It's likely that any valuables they might have are also kept on their persons. Oh, pardon me, excuse me.
Mmm, delicious.
However, everywhere in the clearing you also find a smaller oilcloth rolled up and stuck into a deep knoll on a tree. In the second oilcloth, you manage to find an agate brooch worth 15 gold pieces, disguised with some ash. There's a flimsy jeweled dagger worth 5 gold pieces. Leaving the rest of the bandit's junk, you note that the day is coming to an end soon, and you'll need to hurry back to the town to report to the mayor. So does that mean that you get those two items, like you're taking those
I'm
with you?
guessing so. What what kind of brooch was it again?
And a gate?
A gate. A gat? A gate? Okay, so we got a brooch and a dagger, a jeweled dagger.
Yes. So worth 15 and 5 gold pieces.
Okay. And then we just leave.
Yep.
I don't
And
think we're
we
doing a
report
very
to
good
the mayor.
job at our job. We're not jobbing this job very jobbily.
Uh, I mean, you at least got paid ahead of time, so
There we go. And I made an extra 20 gold.
yeah. Let's see here. Your trip back into town is uneventful. As you walk, the roads are empty of other travelers, though that could be also be explained by the quickly advancing nightfall. You keep your eyes on the tree line too, but no hungry wolves make another appearance either. No one wants to be caught outside after dark with an unknown killer out there. By the time you make it back to Langston, the sun is nothing more than a faint blush on the western horizon, and stars are just speckling the sky overhead. It's later than you expected, but you feel that the warrant should be discussed immediately. As you arrive at the town hall, the sun is completely gone. The building is dark, but you run into the mayor's aide, locking up just as you arrive. The mayor isn't here, he says in response to your question. Though she does. What?
Says in response to my question, me sitting here completely silent. Dang, a lot of assumptions in this text.
Though she does often stay into the night. She seemed distracted after receiving a sealed message earlier today. She wouldn't tell me what was in it, but she left shortly after. You let him know it's incredibly urgent and that you need to speak to Mayor Anathram right away.
I need to
He
speak to
gives
Maranatha right away.
He gives you the directions
See?
to her house and bids you a good night.
House call. Do I get a house call? Are you gonna let me house call? Do we get a house call?
I mean, we're visiting the house? Am I missing something?
Apparently. Continue.
Okay. Okay, as you approach the mayor's home, you
See,
see
house
two.
call. We're going to the house, right? House call. House call, Richard. Jaded.
I feel
DM. Game master.
I feel like it's meant to be
Master.
something more than just that.
It's a house call, master. Oh, master, let me do a house call.
As you approach the mayor's home, you see two shabbily dressed men lounging by the entrance to her garden.
Wait, what dressed man? Shappily?
Shabbily.
Shabbily. Okay. I was like, what the heck is
Yes.
shappily? Okay, shabbily dressed men. Ooh. It's because I got all that money. That 30 gold.
One is tall and lean with a sharp face that seems set in a permanent grimace of contempt. So this must be Titch. The other, presumably Horace, has a smug smile on his face as he scratches idly at his protruding belly. Both wear equally mismatched clothing and piecemeal light armor as if everything they have is scavenged from those even less fortunate than them. As you watch, the mare approaches from the other direction. She stops to scowl at the two men. You see her hand stray toward her belt as if reaching for a weapon, but she catches herself and stalks forward. The shorter their pair waves and waggles his eyebrows. They greet each other, and not in a very friendly manner, though they are too far for you to hear specifics. After a brief exchange, they all go into the house together. Horace leads the way while Tish takes up the rear. A moment after the door shuts, lamplight illuminates the front window. You approach the house.
I approach the house.
The mayor's house is a large single-story home with a small neglected garden and a
Single
thick wooden
story?
door.
Go ahead.
Like the rest of the town, it's built on a stone foundation with timber-framed walls. Lamps have been lit inside and glow through the closed curtains. Despite the thickness of the door, however, you can clearly hear voices raised in anger inside.
Oh, it's very thick, but I can still hear voices raised with anger from the inside.
You can continue listening at the door. You can knock, attempt to force the door, or try to quietly pick the lock with thieves' tools. So again, you can continue listening
Wait,
at the
do I?
door,
Oh no, I have forgery kit, not thieves' tools. Dang, I thought I had thieves' tools. Um, okay, so I don't have thieves' tools, so I can't pick the lock. So I either have to listen or knock. Let's
or
list. Wait, what?
or you can attempt to force the door.
We're gonna listen. Let's listen.
You're gonna listen.
I'm gonna
Okay.
listen through this really thick door.
Uh, the door is thick, and the voices are obviously some distance from it. It's only because they're shouting that you can hear them at all. The shouted conversation is occasionally punctuated by the deep bark of Mayor Anathrum's guard dog. Roll a wisdom perception check.
Come on, perception. 19.
Dang,
I know, I got
good
some
roll.
perceptions. I got a 4 in perception, so I only rolled a 15.
Okay, gain inspiration.
Yay, I love inspiration. I used it once when nobody was in the chat yet.
And you've also gained like what 25 inspiration at
And
this
you're only
point.
supposed to have one at a time. I don't know how. I don't know how. Okay, go ahead. Let's go.
Mhm.
What are we gonna do? What am I perceiving?
Despite loud barking, you can make out three voices. One is obviously the mayor demanding what the two men are doing in Langston. The two men take turns speaking in slow, arrogant voices. You still can't make out everything they're saying, however. You just catch the words wolf, money, and find out.
Wolf?
Wolf, money, and find out. Those are the words that you caught.
Okay, wolf money find out.
You can knock, open the door by force, or pick the lock.
We are going to knock. We are polite. We are polite woman
Okay.
for
The
now.
voices go silent, and you wonder if anyone is coming. As you're
I'm sure someone's gonna be coming soon.
uh, as you're considering other options, you hear the mayor's voice call out from the other side. Who's there? You answer that
It's
it's you and ask
Tiffany!
if you answer that it's you and ask if
Wolf
everything's
Money,
all right.
find out!
Is that your way of asking if everything's all right?
Sure, yes.
Silence again. Finally, the door unlocks and the mayor's scowling face greets you.
Scowling?
Yes.
Are you having neuro issues today? I feel like you're slurring your words. Or maybe I'm slurring my ears. That could be possible too.
I I thought I said it correctly, but
Okay,
okay.
so she's upset, but she opens the door.
Yeah. Excellent. I'm glad you could make it, she says, the most courteous you've ever heard her speak. Won't you please come in?
Tell you someone's
Confused,
gonna come soon.
confused, you follow her into the front hall of her home. As soon as you step past the threshold, you see that the lean bandit is standing behind her with a dagger in the small of her back. Miranathram hardly seems to notice him, however, as she is both taller and much broader than him. Welcome to the party, he says to you,
I love a party.
his sour mouth twisting into a wry smile. Come in and make yourself comfortable. Growing even more confused, you follow the mayor and the bandit into the house's parlor. The shorter, more portly bandit is also there, casually toying with a dagger and trying not to notice the enormous mastiff staring at him like a meal. Hey, hey, as you were, folks, the broad bandit says, gesturing expansively, then pointing at you with his knife. Except you. Stand over by my companion there so we can keep an eye on you, eh?
Is
You
this where
lick
I
us
come?
you lick you
I lick?
look faucet lick.
Faucet licks?
You look askance at the mayor, and she gives you a single small nod, and you do as you've been asked. Now in the parlor, you can see that the home is well appointed with comfortable furniture and a snug little kennel for the dog. The walls aren't bare and include a few oil paintings, some sconces for lamps, and other generic decorations expected of a person in the mayor's position. All of it is rather bland, however, as if she selected her surroundings based on someone else's taste, except maybe the stained battle axe hanging over the mantel. A low fire is just getting going in the hearth. The two bandits are standing closer to you, between you and the mayor's position with her dog. Ugh, pardon me, sorry. Uh, the
Whose
mayor is
voice was
sitting.
that? The dog's.
Yes.
The dog burps. Ooh, pardon me, sorry.
Uh, let's see here. Sorry, got lost now.
Oh
Uh,
no,
the
I
mayor,
ruined it.
the mayor is sitting in a dining room chair, one hand on her dog, as if restraining him with her light touch. Both are still, with a tightly coiled fury. You introduce yourself as an investigator, finding the culprit behind the murder of a young woman. As you speak, the shorter, rounder bandit makes an elaborate show of listening and nodding. The taller, thinner one lounges against a wall, hand resting comfortably on a knife at his belt. Did you have something to do with that? The chubby one asks sweetly. His compatriot chuckles and shrugs. Maybe a pretty young lady found out your little secret while collecting berries in the woods, maybe? Or from a conversation in the market? You're starting to put everything together, but you look to the mayor for more.
I
Mayor
don't know what
Atherin,
I'm putting together.
what?
I don't know what I'm putting together.
Um, You want me to tell you what I think's going on?
Yeah, give me some
So,
DM info.
like, I'm pretty sure that that bounty that you found, um,
Was for the
that
mayor?
was, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was for the mayor. So, I think that's what's going on.
Okay, yeah, that part made sense.
Okay. Mayor Athram sits in a stony-faced silence. Her eyes shift into the middle distance, but her dog continues its vigil of the room. Well, I'm Horace, and this lean-looking lad is my good friend Titch, says the shorter of the pair, breaking the silence. Your employer here, well, hells knows what name she gave you, but we know her as the Wolf of the Road.
Wolf?
Yes, Wolf. He produces a wanted poster clearly labeled the Three Rivers Constabulary. They've got some fun words in this.
Constabulary.
There is an accurate image of the mayor and Athram on it, right down to the wounds where her scars are now apparent. So now your pet sleuth knows, says Titch to the mayor. But if you don't open up the town coffers, or if we don't make it back to camp by morning, our friends back in camp are going to tell everyone in town your little secret. And we've got more proof like this. You take the opportunity to point out that there are no more conspirators back at camp, only the warrant, and that is somewhere safe. I see, says the mayor. Her smile is far more unsettling than her scowl. The two bandits glance the two bandits glance at each other, the blood draining from their faces. Mayor Athram pats her enormous dog's head as it begins to growl. You can try to threaten them into running away, or attack them.
Attack!
Attack?
Yes,
Okay.
let's attack.
You engage Titch, the quick lean bandit nearest to you. Horace tries to help, but the mayor and Buttercup engage him.
Ah, all these people taking my glory. My 2v1 glory.
Alright, so go ahead and I guess roll for initiative.
Okay, initiative. My +0 initiative roll.
This is
A
on a d20,
3.
right?
Yep, I got a
Okay.
3. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure unless you roll a 1 or somehow find a negative that you can roll.
Yeah, I rolled a 13 plus 1, so 14. So Titch is going first.
Tits, please.
Uh, okay, let's see here. So it looks like they can dagger you, so they're going to try and do that. So we're going to roll to see if they hit.
They're gonna try. Ooh, we got advantage on my next roll.
Advantage on your next roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You better hit
Let's
good, Tits. Tits, you
let's see.
better. You better do something.
So they rolled 13 plus 3 to hit, so that's 16.
Oh, I should have taken my barkskin potion like I was thinking. I have
Okay,
15, so it does hit.
it does hit.
Yeah.
Okay, this is going to be piercing damage, and I need to roll a d4. Okay, so that's 3 plus 1, so it does 4 damage.
Oh, okay. Just 4 damage to me. Is it? Does it have anything else to do before I start effing it up?
Not from what I can see.
Okay, so I'm going to cast. Hopefully, we actually get to have a proper long rest soon, so that I can deal with my spells and stuff. But I'm gonna do Guiding Bolt, which has a +4, 20 to hit.
Uh, you rolled a 20.
Yeah,
Okay, so you hit
and then I roll 4d6 for a total of 10 radiant damage.
10 radiant damage.
Yep.
Uh, you just do a crazy ass blow to this person, and they are barely clinging to life right now.
And it better be ready. because oh wait, sorry, dang, I didn't roll the guiding bolt, so I I didn't roll guiding bolt for my guiding bolt to give myself advantage. So I'm like, ooh, let me see if I crit and just one hit it. I did not crit, but
Okay.
I do automatically have advantage on my next attack. So let's see what he can do back to me. Let's see what he does.
Okay, let's see. So, gonna roll to see if it's okay. It's 9 plus 3, which is 12. Or, sorry, 9 per. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Yes, plus 3 to hit. So that is 12.
It
Does it
does
hit?
not hit.
It does not hit.
Yeah, after blinding his bum, he can't see me. He misses. I dodge out the way with my tiny little body. Be like, tits, please, you can't hit this. Or, tits, please, you can't hit me. Does it have any other abilities, or is it just my turn? We just back and forthing this?
Yeah, yeah, it doesn't seem to have anything else besides uh, its dagger for fighting.
I wish that I had a melee attack. Or not a melee attack, a slicing attack. I have a mace, so let's see. First roll is an 18, a 22. 1 second. No crit again. So I hit with the 22, and I think that's higher than I rolled last time, so it hits,
Yes,
right?
it hits. Yes, it hits.
And then 6 health.
You do 6 points of damage.
Yeah.
All right. Describe what happens to Titch.
Okay, so they go and they try to attack us, and I go and I blind him with my guiding bolt, putting a shining beacon right into his face, in which he can't see me as I dodge out of his way. And I take my hammer and as I'm like dodged out, I come back up and smash it through his skull, knocking his jaw fully off,
All right. So let's
and I
see if
win.
the book agrees with your.
Knocked his jaw off. Now, when if you talk as Titch, you got to talk without a jaw because it is now canon that he has no jaw. So you got to. You should be used to making that noise.
All right.
Get back here! You got reading to do.
Did you put this 18 plus on?
It's always 18 plus.
Okay. Let's see here. So here's what the book says happened. You overpower the bandit named Titch, and he falls to the ground. As you're about to finish him off, he holds up a feeble hand, and his eyes beg for mercy. His helplessness gives you a moment's pause.
No, it doesn't.
Stop! Cries out Mayor Nathram.
No.
I have caused enough. I have caused enough death and destruction. I will see no more in this house.
Then close your eyes, bitch. I mean,
Horace throws his hands up and drops his knife while Buttercup snarls at him without advancing. The mayor is still standing still and imperious, but in the battle, she has pulled the aging battle axe off the wall. The weapon hangs ready at her side. So you can let the bandit live or kill him anyways.
you know what?
So
Normally I would finish him off. But I think that since I did already make a cannon that I smacked his jaw off, I've done enough damage to him, and now if he gets to talk, you get to talk as if you don't have a lower jaw. So we'll let him live this time, just for the hope that you get to RP a jawless character.
because you can live right after your job. No
You
jaw.
can live without a jaw.
I mean, you can with proper medical attention, I'm
I'm a
sure.
cleric. I'm a healer. I give him some gauze. I'm
All right,
saving my
so
spell slots though. You get some gauze. Be like, hold this up into your gape. I mean,
all right,
hold
but
this up in your gaping hole.
But you've decided to let the bandit live, so let's go that way. You stay your hand and leave Titch trembling with fear on the ground. Horace raises his hands higher above his head. You look at the mayor one last time and she nods. You command both Titch and Horace to be gone.
Begone!
Titch
I
heaves
command.
himself onto his feet as Horace sidles closer to him, and you on his way toward the door. You two, the mayor says, producing a full battle axe she was able to hide behind her legs. This is the only time I will spare you. If I ever see you again, I will end you. Yes, yes, of course. I mean, Mayor, Horace stammers. He then looks straight at you. May see you around sometime, though.
Not if you want to keep the other half of your jaw.
Well, that was Horace, not Titch. He tries to hide his fear with a smarmy grin, but it's pure bravado. Titch beckons his squat partner to help him out, and the two leave carefully but quickly through the front door. Now that you're alone, you give Mare Anathram the bounty. She reviews the letter, and Buttercup pads over his kennel and lies down. Clearly, you're now on the safe list.
The
I
safe
did it.
list.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the
You're
safe
gonna get
list? Does that just mean
you're
that
gonna
I'm
get
safe? Is that just
you're gonna
a
get
figure? I'm gonna
you're
safed.
gonna get stuffed in the safe.
I'm going to walk around and have a safe randomly drop on my head, like a
Yeah.
Looney Tunes cartoon.
I think maybe he gave you at some point a guiding bolt that you might not have used.
I tried to
But
use it for criticaling my. That was the guiding bolt on my guiding bolt.
okay, gotcha. Um, I did not kill him, she says, and I do not know who did. He was alive when I escaped with Buttercup. Marinathram actually sighs as she returns her old battle axe to the mantle. She explains that she was once the leader of a bandit crew for a time, turning to a life of crime after falling into the chasm between orc and human societies. It came to her as naturally as breathing, and she rose up to lead her own band. She went by the name Wolf of the Road because she led her pack of bandits to their next meal. They operated in the Three Rivers area, robbing caravans or travelers and raiding villages when wealthier travelers became scarce. I was once a warrior, she says, looking at her hands, but then I was just a thief. But
Oh,
when
you
one of the
multi-classed?
but when one of the resistance leaders was killed, a constable of Three Rivers, the whole area erupted into open conflict, thinking it was an assassination. In truth, it was Horace and Titch who had broken into his home and tried to threaten him into easing up on the band of thieves. They were overly enthusiastic and beat the man to death, tied to a chair in his own home.
Hot.
I was responsible, the mayor says. They were my men that murdered this man where he slept. But I refuse to be responsible for the next one. I used the chaos of the unrest to escape. She took her bandits on an impossible raid of the invading force. While her crew was being overwhelmed, she just disappeared in the night to join the stream of refugees and found her way to Langston with Buttercup at her side. What's up?
So rather than just ending and leaving, she's like, this is going to be our last hurrah. Everyone, go unalive yourselves while I disappear. I don't like this bitch. Okay.
The people of Langston assumed she was a veteran, and she never corrected them. She's lied about everything the whole time she's been in Langston, but she's determined to make things right. But Maybelline had found out, probably from Horace or Titch visiting the market and stirring up the trouble. I have changed. I was a warrior once, then a thief, but I was not a murderer. She paused to take a breath.
You were a
Maybelline,
murderer. You got all of your people unalived and then disappeared. That's worse than unaliving the one person in their own home. You just mass unalived your own people.
Okay, who are you, Maybelline?
Maybe it was Maybelline. Maybe it was mass unaliving people.
Maybelline did not see it that way. We argued, the mayor says. She did not think someone with my past should be in my position. I disagreed and convinced her that I am better suited to protect Langston from threats. She sets her jaw and then looks at you, and you see tears shining in her eyes.
I'll show her some frickin' tears.
I was wrong. The next night, something killed that girl. It was not me. A loud crack rings out, and you jump. Turning to see the source is Buttercup, who's just snapped what looks like a femur of a sheep in half and is licking out the marrow. And this is where we are.
Buttercup, you silly bitch.
And this is where we are now. We must conclude quickly before my own town loses itself to fear. But I wish to show my thanks for your help. Please let me offer you something from my previous life. So is the mayor offering you some? So is the mayor offering you something to protect yourself or do some damage?
Well, she doesn't seem to know much about protection. Uh, so I'm guessing to do some damage.
Okay, doing some damage. All right, we'll go to that one.
Oh, and I am a martial cleric, so I should be able to use any kind of weapon. Hopefully they give me something good. Because I'm tired of this mace. I didn't want a mace. I want something slicey. I want something that can decapitate.
Well, let's see if you get that. You say that you want to be able to deal some damage.
Bye, Uzi.
Bye, Uzi. By the way, just so you know, if you want to try and catch up on the rest of the story, Twitch should like keep it act like have a recorded video of this.
Yes. And if
To
I
be able to
ever
catch up.
decide to actually do anything with my life, I'm going to edit them down a little bit and uh, put them on the place where you can have your very own tube. Also, I'm going to do recaps, little recap videos. Okay, what we got, Jaded? Give me something. Give me something
Okay. You may not
damaging.
have that, the mayor says as she points to her battle axe hung over the hearth.
I don't want a
But you
battle
may have
axe.
this. She retrieves a box from a shelf and opens it to reveal a beautifully crafted dagger. The blade shimmers with a pale light of its own. It is called the Moon Shard for obvious reasons, Mayor Nathram says. Go ahead and add Moon Shard to your inventory.
Fine. I wanted something decapitating, not.
You can decapitate like with just smaller multiple hits.
I. I feel like it's going to be more like gotta like work at it.
It does not look serrated, but let's see here. This is what it says about Moon Shard. The magical dagger glows with the brightness of a full moon when unsheathed. The radius of illumination is 15 feet of bright light and then 15 feet of dim light. So you got a flashlight.
Yeah.
Very good for like a nice stealthy dagger, right?
Yeah. Which I mean, I guess that's kind of helpful because I'm not stealthy. So okay, so it's a shiny dagger. Give me that
Uh,
damage. Give me the tasty bits.
it doesn't say damage on it, so I'm not sure why.
It's probably just a normal dagger, which is even worse. That's only like a 1d4 if I remember correctly.
But hey,
So it is
at least
just a
one takes
flashlight.
away. Yes.
I want something to do some damage. Here's a flashlight. Gosh, what is this? DBD? The only thing I have to protect myself is a flashlight?
All right, so you took the dagger away. It's weird that didn't have like any sort of damage on it for you, but
Well, there are numbers for regular daggers, so I'm assuming it's just a regular dagger, which is like a 1d4 plus 0 because I don't have. Actually, can you do strength on a dagger? I'm gonna add a dagger to my inventory and see how that goes.
Okay. Let me know when you're good to continue.
I'm good.
Okay. You thank the mayor for the gift and ask if there's anything else you can do for her. No, she says. That will be all. I trust you to find your own way out. It's been an exhausting day. She balls up the wanted poster and the warrant. She throws them into the low burning fire and walks away without another word, but the poster rolls out of the flame before it catches. The door closes toward the back of the house. Buttercup remains to surreptitiously keep an eye on you while you take the poster and bounty. Uh,
The poster
sorry,
and bounty?
sorry, it was. This is worded weird, but while Buttercup is watching you, and you either take the poster and bounty or place both in the fire.
I'm taking
So
them.
you're
Buttercup.
taking them. Okay. Add wanted poster to your inventory and add mayor's warrant to your inventory.
Mayor's what? Warrant. Okay, got it.
Yes,
Dang, my inventory's filling up. We're not doing encumbrance, are we?
I'm not. So I'll let you handle your encumbrance if you get that.
No.
As you're stowing the poster, you see that Buttercup is staring at you. His gaze follows you as you leave through the front door, the same way the bandits had gone. A low, rumbling growl emanates from his chest as you pass, but he doesn't move from where he's reclined. I don't think this puppy's gonna let you have kisses after that.
Excuse you.
uh, Go to the inn for the night.
Do I finally get a long rest? Please.
Let's see. Not in this paragraph, so.
Oh no, I just realized I used one of my spell slots. I only have three or two more.
I mean, chances are you'll probably get some sleep, but it's late by the time you're leaving the mayor's home. The streets of Langston are completely empty, but the lamps are lit at least. As you make your way back to the Pickled Hen, you scan the rooftops and alleys for any return of the creature you saw the other night. You see nothing and do not feel as if you are being watched. In fact, it's a quiet and pleasant night after the hectic events of the day. The only sounds in the night are hidden crickets chirping and single long low howl from somewhere to the east. When you
Ooh.
arrive at your room, a tray of dinner that has long gone cold awaits you, and you eat it without really tasting it. Finally,
Did
you
I
climb
catch
into
the
bed.
vid?
No. I sorry, I don't have anything clever for that. Finally, you climb into the bed for some much needed rest, only vaguely aware of another howl in the night as exhaustion takes you.
Oh. Exhaustion tooketh me.
You wake feeling refreshed and ready for whatever today may bring. Gain the benefits of a long rest.
Yeah, long rest.
Okay, your breakfast is waiting for you, and when you open the door along with a neatly folded letter, the letter says, "Dear adventurer, my thanks for your assistance with yesterday's challenges. I hope that you are making progress in your investigation into the threat of my town. The victim is due to be buried tomorrow. Visit the temple and examine the body before then. Selene of the Radiant Order has been informed of your visit. Present this note if you have any problems."
Slane
And
already
then
wanted to
there's,
talk to me, right?
I think so.
Yeah, so I don't know what problems we're gonna have, but let's do it.
Uh, and then it is signed simply by the mayor as the mayor. Guessing that any thanks at all are the mayor's way of gushing with gratitude, you finish your morning meal and then make your way to the temple as suggested.
I make my way
This
to the temple as suggested.
The Sun Temple is easy to find as it towers over every other in Langston, piercing the sky on the eastern edge of town. As you approach, you see that, unlike the timber walls and whitewash of the rest of the town, the temple is made from limestone that shines in the morning sun, even though it is scoured from centuries of rain and wind. This building was here long before the rest of the town, and will likely continue standing long after Langston is lost to history. It's early when you arrive. The entry of the temple faces west, so as you approach the morning sun seems to sink behind the spire. The courtyard in front of the temple contains an altar left open to the sun, surrounded by theater-style seating covered with a tile roof. The top of the altar is adorned with the same sunburst symbol you see on the temple spire. As you approach, a single large door presents itself as the obvious entrance. When you push against it, the door swings open easily to reveal a round room with benches around the walls. Passages branch off to the other cardinal points of the compass. However, the cleric is not there as you had been led to believe. You can call out or explore one of the passages looking for her.
Um, I'm going to I'm going to explore the passages. I know I'm not very sneaky, so hopefully I don't need to sneak, but I'm going to boldly explore the passages.
Okay. From where you're standing in the central hall, the passage to the north appears to be a library of some kind, and the passage to the south opens to the dining hall. This means that the western passage must lead to some kind of rectory or series of chambers.
Rectory.
Eh, if you haven't done so yet, you can explore the library, the living quarters, or the dining hall.
Ooh, let's go
Or
to
you
the
can
dining hall. Wait, what's the last thing?
you can take a seat to wait for the cleric to arrive.
Nah, we're gonna get nosy up in here. Let's go to the dining hall. Let's see what foods we can steal from the church and the poor.
Okay. This passage is essentially a foyer leading to a pair of double doors, with one left open on a stuck hinge. Inside is a large dining hall containing 5 large round tables of smooth wood, each surrounded by 8 chairs. The walls are bare except for tall windows with frosted glass, letting in the morning sunlight. At the far end of the room, there is a door that leads into an adjoining kitchen. Through the open door, you can't see any windows in the kitchen, but it is still well lit. You can either explore the dining room or look in the kitchen.
The kitchen.
In the kitchen?
Ooh, actually,
Uh,
nah, the dining room first.
uh,
Sorry.
uh, Let me see if I can. Okay. Uh, okay, so exploring the dining room.
Sorry.
You're fine. Let's see. The dining room is an expansive room lit with natural light. Each of the large round tables is neatly stowed in a state of disuse. Judging from the layer of dust on all the furniture, no one has sat at these tables to eat or converse in a very long time.
Hmm.
The sense of loneliness in the unused space of this room is palpable, but there's no sign of Solane or any activity here. You can either explore the kitchen or return to the main entrance.
Kitchen.
Oop, sorry, I was confused. I was clicking it and it wasn't changing, but it's because it was on the same page. The kitchen is windowless, but glowing orbs set into the ceiling provide a warm yellow light. The kitchen includes an indoor water pump over a wash basin, a dark iron stove, and a single setting of a plate, a bowl, and cutlery neatly stacked by the wash bin. The stove is stacked with each sorry. The stove is stacked with one each of a pot and a pan and a cauldron hangs in the unlit hearth. The stove itself does not seem to have seen much use as it's getting some patches of rust on its top, but there's ash and soot around the door, so someone has lit it recently at least. A heavy wooden door set into a dark granite frame looks like it could be a larder or a cool storage of some kind. Do you want to take a closer look at the stove or the larder?
The larder.
Okay. Now you open up the larder and it's noticeably cooler in here. Despite the cool darkness, you see wilted vegetables and sprouting potatoes. A
Oh.
moldy heel of a bread sits alone on a shelf as if forgotten. However, there are several large cuts of meat hanging from hooks and wrapped in rough cloth. There's beef, a goat's leg, and two whole chickens. Given the state of some of the rest of the food, this looks surprisingly fresh. As if, as you look closer, the raw meat seems to have small but ragged bite marks in it. However, the cleric's unusual diet does not offer any clues about whether she is. Sorry, I'm having issues. However, the cleric's unusual diet does not offer you any clues about where she is at the moment, so you'll need to keep looking. If
Okay, so only got meat available, no vegetables.
and the raw meat seems to
Feeling
have
werewolfy.
small but ragged bites in it.
Small
Uh,
bites is weird though.
yeah. If you haven't already, you can take a closer look at the stove or the dining room.
Let's look at the
There's nothing
stove.
else
Let's
of.
see if if it's raw meat. Because it
Okay.
did say the stove has been used recently, so maybe it's not raw meat. And I don't know of any werewolves that eat cooked meat.
Okay. The stovetop looks like it hasn't been used in some time due to the dust on top of it. However, there's a considerable amount of ash on the floor. Looking inside the stove, you find the charred remains of some articles of clothing. Examine the clothes more carefully or put them back.
Examine the clothes more carefully. Why would I put it back? That's such a weird option to have.
I don't know.
It's like
You take a closer look at the burnt clothes. Go ahead and roll a wisdom or what's a
a
perception
perception.
check.
Okie
Yeah.
dokie. I love a good perception.
So, or
18.
related. I was gonna say or related tool proficiency check.
I only have forgery, so unless I'm faking the clothes, I don't think I got anything.
You said 18.
Yep.
Okay. Sorry, I need a cough. I'm gonna take my mic off. I'm sure people still got the cough, but at least it wasn't like directly in the mic.
There you go.
Okay, so if you roll a 10 or more, we're gonna go to this.
I did roll a 10 or more.
These are almost certainly burned holy vestments, but they were not in good condition when they went into the fire. Many of the seams burst long ago, as you can see charred threads, and on one cuff you can find a few droplets of what could be blood. Um, as you handle the cloth, however, it crumbles in your hands. If you haven't done so, you can look at the larder or the dining room. If you're finished in the kitchen and dining room, you can go back to the entryway.
Okay, so we're going back to the entryway.
Okay, so now we're back in the central hall, where the north appears to be a library of some kind. Passage to the south opens to the dining hall, which you were just at. And this means that the western passage must lead to a rectory or series of chambers. So you can explore the library or living quarters, or you can take a seat to wait for the cleric to arrive.
Let's do the living quarters.
Living quarters?
Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta be
You,
living in there, right?
hopefully. I mean, maybe you'll find a bunch of unalive bodies.
Find the body that belongs to those vestments.
You see several empty monastic cells with doors standing open. A quick count reveals that there are 13 rooms, with 6 on each side of the hall and 1 at the far end. Only the door at the end of the hall is closed, presumably the cleric's room. You head down the hallway toward the locked door. A skylight runs the length of the hall, letting in the morning sunshine. The floors and walls inside are the same light-colored stone as the outside of the temple, and while smoother than the outside's weathered stone, they do not have much luster. Dust and cobwebs lurk in the corners that can catch them, especially those crevices that are hard to reach. The floor does not seem to have been polished in a lifetime. Some of the open doors reveal aging furniture silently collecting dust, while others are just as stark and bare as prison cells. Your footsteps against the hard floor create echoes of echoes that come and go from room to room. The air smells of the strange aroma of dust bathed in sunlight. Once you reach the door through the gauntlet of oppressive stillness, you may knock, open the door and walk in, or examine the door and area around it.
Let's knock. They might be naked.
Okay, so you are going to knock.
Yes.
Knock, knock.
There is
I
no
say as I
answer.
knock.
Well, I'm coming in.
I gave them the opportunity. We're going in.
Okay, so you're gonna go and sort of examine the
I'm
door and
doing
area
fully
around
the
it?
mom thing of like we're just going to call it as me like knocking while opening the door.
Okay. The door is unlocked and swings open easily. The room inside is not completely empty, but it is sparse. It consists of a single bed, a bare chair,
A
a
bear
bedside,
chair.
not like the animal. Sorry.
Oh, like
A
the
bed.
like the homosexual.
Yes, exactly. A bedside table with an envelope on it, and a wardrobe constructed of pale wood. You can take a closer look at the bed and bedside table, or the wardrobe. If you haven't done so yet, you can also close the door and examine the entrance for clues. Clues.
Um. So the bed. Are those two
Uh,
places or three places? You said there's examining the door, then the table,
yeah. So
bedside
there's three
table.
options. So take a closer look at the bed and bedside table. Take a closer look at the wardrobe,
Ah, the wardrobe. That's the one I missed.
or
Let's look at the bed and bedside table.
bed and bedside table. Okay. The single bed with linen sheets and a thick wool blanket is neatly made.
Thick.
In fact, it's so neat that you wonder if it was slept in last night. It's a very normal looking bed in every way, even if it doesn't look that comfortable. There's an envelope on the nightstand. It is worn especially along the crease and has clearly been opened many times. You can take the envelope and examine its contents. If you haven't done so yet, you can also take a closer look at the wardrobe, or if there's nothing else of interest in the cleric's chambers, you can return to the front hall.
Let's look at the door.
Um, that's not an option at this point.
Oh, it's not an option. The door disappeared. Damn.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's either take a look at the envelope and examine its contents, or you can take a closer look at the wardrobe,
let's
or
look
you
at
can
the
leave.
envelope. I wasn't going to get into their business too much. But you know what? Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Let's see here. It's a love letter written in cringe-worthy verse to express affection for Solane. Little more
Cringe-worthy
than
verse. I love that.
it's so millennial. Little more than an overdone limerick. The tract is titled "A Time for Love in the Sun" and is signed by Tomlin. Ooh,
The
but by the way,
fiance.
yeah, by the way, time is spelled Thyme.
Oh, 'cause he's a herb bitch. He loves them herbs.
Given that it includes lines like "Your toes are dainty as the red rose" and "Putting pansies forever into your handsies," you can't bring
Ew.
yourself you can't bring yourself to do more than scan the poem. You feel no value in taking this, and you are surprised Solane keeps it at all. Every line was worse than the last, and you feel dumber for having read it once.
Take a -1 to your intellect.
You put the poetry back in the envelope and return it to the nightstand and hope the gods have mercy on whoever wrote it.
Tomlin wrote it, right?
Yes, that's what it
God
says.
have mercy on you, Tomlin. Oh gosh.
Okay, so
Wait, but
now,
it said that I didn't want to take it, so I guess I can't take it. And then us have a moment of me harassing Tomlin about his poor writing. Be like, stick to herbs. Poetry is not in your future.
definitely not.
Okay, so Tomlin wrote the terrible love letter, and let's move on. Okay.
All right, so you can either look at the wardrobe or you can leave and return to the entry hall.
I feel like the wardrobe is even too more creepy to like investigate. I don't really have a reason to, so we're gonna go back to the entry hall.
Okay, so no wardrobe.
No wardrobe.
Okay.
I
So
I I went in. I already investigated one thing I was not going to investigate, and we all got dumber because of it. So we're skipping the wardrobe.
okay. So you are back in the entrance hall. So do you want to now explore the library or do you want to wait for the cleric to arrive?
I think I'm too traumatized by that note. I'm just gonna wait for the cleric to arrive.
Okay. Let's see.
Be like, I made a mistake wandering around. I should have just waited here.
What could you have missed by not checking out the library?
We'll never know. Hopefully, not another terrible poem that makes us all feel worse about our lives.
If you want to know what happened, you can check out the obvious mimic.
Hey, we're not sponsored.
Although they did give you a free book,
Yeah, so they're
but still not
getting
sponsored.
they gave us a free book and they're listed right here. They're listed on all the stuff we're doing. We're giving them free advertisement.
Okay. So you take a seat and wait for a bit, even looking down the various passages to see if she somehow managed to sneak by you. But the cleric still has not returned. You entertain yourself by looking around you. The gold inlaid mosaic on the floor is spectacular. You kick at the gold for a moment and realize it has been magically fused to the floor itself in the same sunburst motif that is used throughout the temple.
Hmm.
Further up, aging tapestries hang on the walls depicting some epic events involving holy magic and evil undead. The tapestries rise up the walls of the tower, alternating with the windows overflowing with morning sunlight in which floating motes of dust dance. To pass the time, you can examine the tapestries or take a closer look at the mosaic on the floor.
Let's look at the mosaic on the floor. Apparently, I like kicking gold.
Okay. At first, you think it's a beautiful bit of tile work, depicting the same sun symbol adorning the rest of the temple, surrounded with concentric rings of sunbeams and rays.
Concentric.
It takes a moment for you to realize that there are no visible tiles at all. So either the whole floor was carved from a single enormous stone, or magic was a big part of the building's construction. Lost in the shiny patterns of the floor, you catch your foot on something as you are walking around. The central holy symbol isn't perfectly flat and is slightly indented. The shape of the indent is much smaller sunburst, about the size of a gnome's hand with its fingers outstretched. You can visually examine the indent, explore using mason's or thieves' tools, or use a weapon to probe the indent.
I'm gonna take my shiny knife and probe the end. I'm gonna probe the bits.
Okay, you're
Wait,
gonna
no,
use
I'm
your
not.
weapon to.
No, that sounds weird. Why would I do that? That didn't make any sense. Uh,
I mean, Tiffany is pretty stabby.
yes. Okay, we're gonna go with it. You got me there.
Okay, so we're gonna use a weapon to probe the indent. I'm sorry that me, as the quote unquote DM, is influencing your decision making.
Hey, when the DM makes a hint, we go for it, even though he also has no idea what's going to happen.
I sure don't. You wedge a sharp tip or edge into the indent, or tap it with a heavy bit of a bludgeoning. Okay, so you use you're using your dagger.
Yeah, I'm going and we're like, this looks like it's gonna be worth something.
You can feel the mechanism shudder, so something is happening.
Ooh,
Go ahead and roll a dexterity check.
oh no, not a dexterity. Flat dexterity.
Yeah, just a dexterity.
I got a 6.
You got a 6.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what happened.
Nothing.
You feel a thrum of magic energy run through you. Roll a dexterity saving throw.
If I failed the check, why would I not fail the throw? Ooh, okay, maybe I don't. 14.
14.
Yeah.
All right. So uh you you successfully saved.
Haha!
So congratulations, you did not take any radiant damage.
Oh, I am radiant as it is. Immune. Not actually immune, but I should be. Can't get any more radiant than this.
All right, so you can either try to manipulate the sunburst shape or leave it alone.
We're gonna manipulate it. It tried to do a thing at me, and now I'm like, ooh, something's going on. Something's going on. We're gonna.
Right. Your favorite thing, gain some inspiration.
Hey, come on, I'm inspired, bitch.
Okay, as oh sorry, my eye is bothering me. Sorry everybody.
You want me to take it
Edit
out for you?
edit this out.
Did you know that? Did you know that Jaded has two fake eyes?
I
Isn't he good
really
at
did not.
reading?
Uh, oh jeez. Okay, where are we? As you further probe the indent, you feel a buildup of magical energy.
Oh,
So go ahead and do another dexterity saving throw.
motherfucker. I mean,
I mean, you wanted to keep
wait, is this
probing
a.
it.
Hey, nat 20! Eat shite! Dexterity saving throws.
Okay, I'm going to say roll. This is me trying to add something to your nat 20.
Oh, okay. I was like, dang, was the 20 not
So
high enough?
no, I'm just trying to think. Although I think what I had doesn't matter because I think you've already done a long rest.
Yeah.
I I was gonna say like roll a 1d4 to, and maybe instead of it damaging you, it heals you instead. But
Aww. Maybe, you know what? Can I roll a 1d4? You want to do that?
yeah, go ahead and roll a 1d4.
And I'll do temporary health points.
I think that works. Yeah.
Yeah, give me them 3 temporary health points.
Woo-hoo.
Thank you, JD Poo. I love you cheating the game for me.
I mean, you got a nat 20, you should be rewarded, right?
Yeah, I deserve something for that spot of luck, especially passing 2 dexterity saving throws when I have a +0. Ah, what we got? What we got next, babes?
Okay, so with a faint click, the sun-shaped opening returns to its hidden state.
Start.
With a faint click, the sun-shaped opening returns to its hidden state. The seams vanish entirely. Something beneath the floor also grinds into place. Despite your best efforts to find it, nothing remains of the indent in the floor. It requires some key or object to open.
Hmm.
Despite your curiosity, you'll have to move on to the tapestries.
Ah, dang. Let me look at these wall drapings instead.
By,
I know I just
by
nearly
the
got shocked to unaliving by the floor twice, but what you gonna do? Look at this tapestry. Beautiful. Ooh, is this
by,
embroidered? Ah, is this Venetian silk?
by the way, if you don't have to look at tapestries if you've
I want to look
explored
at these
everything you want.
tapestries. They look
Okay.
fancy.
These tapestries show a holy order of sun clerics raising the temple and banishing the undead. The story begins in darkness, with skeletons and other undead monsters rising out of the midnight black earth to devour the common folk.
Not the common folk.
And then glowing holy figures appear in the next wall, hanging, impaling the restless dead with the beams of light radiating off of them. The next tapestry depicts white-robed figures standing in ring, summoning a shaft of light down from the sun and striking the earth, replacing the deep darkness of the ground with a ring of green plants.
Druid,
Uh,
druid sounding stuff.
the final tapestry shows the temple you are standing in amidst houses and other buildings, with the sun in a bright blue sky behind it. Beneath the bright scene, however, is a band of black earth in which float dark red eyes lying in wait.
We saw that. I think that's the first scene. All the wolves with their little glowing eyes in the dark as we sprinted off to the town.
Okay, so you attempt to compare what you're seeing to your knowledge. So let's see here. You look up at the tapestries and think they might remind you of something. You can either roll history or religion check.
Well, I am a cleric. Ooh, okay. Uh, it's my only intellect that's not negative. So an 18. Look at me rolling now. Failed like my
18?
first few rolls. Now I'm passing the gas.
All right, so you passed. Gain some more inspiration.
Yeah, I'm inspired, bitch.
Tapestries depict an ancient order of sun worshippers. They erected this tower hundreds, maybe even thousands of years ago to prevent some dark magic or undead plague. Based on other similar tales, as long as one of their order remains present and dedicated to the light, the area is sanctified and no monster will rise from the grave. If you haven't done so, you can examine the beautiful mosaic, which you have. So nothing else to examine. We're going to resign yourself to waiting for the cleric.
Okay, so there was something of note there. It said, as long as there's one faithful humnan, one faithful worshiper, that no monsters can arise from this sanctified ground. And I'm guessing this cleric is probably the only one. She's probably the last one. So we need to unalive her so that we can get some zombie friends. I think it's the route that we're heading. I think that's where the story's heading.
I think that's where they want you to go.
Yeah, I think that I do think that they specifically said don't be good or righteous. Do crazy shit.
Okay. Solane finally returns to the temple through the main doors, face ashen and muttering under her breath. The hem of her white robe is stained black with what looks like soil, some of it falling in clumps off her slippers. You startle her when you stand to greet her. Oh! A flash of fear and anger
Hey,
passes
bitch, I
over
think
her
you pooped
face.
your hem.
A flash of fear and anger passes over her face before she composes herself. She continues in a more measured, even cheerful tone. Who are you? And what can I do for you? You let her know that
Hey,
you have been invited.
yeah,
You sh-
wouldn't she the
Weren't you the bitch that sent me this letter? What the fuck are you talking about?
well, well, I mean, no, the letter was
Oh,
the
the
mayor
letter
telling
was
you
for
to
the
go there.
mayor, but the innkeeper said she wanted to talk to me. How rude.
I
Am
mean,
I
maybe
not
she doesn't remember
memorable?
what you look like.
Am I not memorable? Uh,
Ugh.
uh,
Okay, you
I'll
show her the
remember this,
note.
Solane. Show her the note.
Yes. Um, ah, yes, of course, she says with a warping smile. Of course, you're the adventurer the mayor spoke of. Have you been waiting long?
Yeah, too damn long. I've already creeped through your bedroom, saw that creepy ass note from Tom Lynn. I went to your kitchen. All you got's raw meat that had little bite marks in it. What the fuck is going on around here?
And that is a way of saying you give a polite but non-committal answer.
That.
That's
Okay.
good.
I give a polite and non-committal answer.
That's good, the cleric says, obviously not having listened to your reply.
Is that in the or did you come up with that? Are you
No,
improving right now? Did you just
I am not
improv that?
improving. I did not improv that. It is actually in the book.
Oh, so she doesn't even listen to my polite answer? That's rude.
Uh, I'm Selene, the caretaker of the temple. It's not often I receive guests, so is there anything I can do for you before we get to the business at hand?
Oh, it must be hard in the church. I receive guests nightly, if you know what I mean.
Um, wait, what? I didn't Okay, I also clearly did not listen to what she said. So I said, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Uh, basically, wonder if there's anything she can do for you before getting to business at hand.
Let's.
Selene asks what you need to know and looks at you expectantly. You can't resist her obvious and earnest desire for some conversation.
Yes, I can. You
So,
don't know me, Book. Obvious mimic, you don't know me. I can easily resist conversation with anyone.
all right, so you can either ask about Tomlin or more
Yes,
de-
actually, let's talk about Tomlin. Let's see what little Tomlin's up to.
Okay, so we're doing that and not hearing the other options.
No, we're talking about Tomlin. We got scarred from that note that we should not have been creeping around her bedroom to read. I need to know more about Tomlin.
All right. Ah, Tomlin, Selene says, her features falling for a moment before she puts a sad smile back on her face.
I don't think she liked
Well,
the note either.
well, it's common knowledge that we were lovers at one point, though that's hardly an exclusive honor I have. She gives a
Oh, Tomlin's hoeing about Langston.
she gives a bright laugh, checking to see if you're laughing too.
I am laughing too.
Still, he said that he would wait for me, and that I was his only love. When I was called back to my order's enclave, but it seems he found his second only love. The cleric takes a moment to collect herself.
Might have
The
found
pilgrim.
third. She wasn't the lady that Tomlin was
No,
kissing on either. Tomlin.
nope.
Tomlin. Slooting a boot.
The cleric takes a moment to collect herself. The pilgrim back, the pilgrimage back to the Order of Radiant Light was difficult. The trip back, more difficult. But thinking of him made this lonely temple more bearable. Sadly, it was not meant to be. She takes another deep breath. I returned to the man I love being betrothed to another. It was devastating, but I overcame it. After all, my duty is to all of Langston. You ask why she's telling you all of this. This is all common knowledge around town, she says with an unusually broad smile. Better you hear it from me than the town gossip. So with that out of the way, what can I do for you today, adventurer? You can ask about the connection between the temple and undead, or ask about the size of the temple,
Ooh,
or maybe.
the size of Tomlin's temple. No, let's
Oh,
talk about the unalived, the unalived. Uh,
okay. I was gonna say also if you don't have any questions for Solane, you can ask to see Maybelline's body before it's interred. Uh, but you wanted to ask about something?
yeah, the temple unalived did
Okay.
the unalived.
Solane looks shocked for a moment and studies your face carefully as she brushes her dirty robes.
She breasts her dirty robes.
No, brushes.
Breastes. She boobs boobily. She boobs her boobs boobily.
Apparently satisfied with what she sees, the young cleric takes a deep breath and gestures to the tapestries hanging around you both. This temple was raised hundreds of years ago, long before Langston was here. These lands were ruled by the unalived.
The unalived.
The Order of the Radiant Light consecrated these grounds to prevent the unalived from rising. But it was not enough. Some fell magic corrupted the soil to the unalived buried in it rose again. Ashes
The
scattered
just
upon
regular unalived or the unalived?
well, they were unalived and then they
Then
rose
they were
again.
unalived?
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Ashes scattered upon it returned as malevolent spirits. She pauses for a moment, clenching a fist and struggling with some overwhelming emotion. When she continues, her voice shakes slightly. So, to protect the land, a caretaker was installed. As long as the power of the Order of the Radiant Light remained in the temple, the land would be still. At least one member of our order has been present in Langston ever since. It is our duty to keep these lands safe as much as it is Roy's. You thank Selene for the story. But you aren't here for a history lesson. What can I do for you? Um, you can either ask why the temple is so big, or if you don't have any more questions, you can
I'm gonna
ask to
ask why
see.
it's so big. Like, is there a reason why there's only one person here? Hmm. Why is it so
Uh,
big? Why so big?
Selene looks around as if seeing the temple for the first time. Oh, it is rather large, isn't it? She says with a smile.
Okay.
Apparently, there was a time that being a caretaker of the temple wasn't a solitary post. There was a whole community full of protectors. But that just isn't the case anymore. You ask how that changed so much over time.
I ask how that changed so much over time.
Most people don't even know why the temple is here anymore, she says, gesturing up at the tapestries hanging on the walls. But the temple is why Langston is here. The temple keeps the unalived in their graves, or it has until now anyway. She trails off, and you're up to ask her more before she looks back at you with an unusually big smile. And why it will continue to do so for as long as the Order of the Radiant Light remains in place here at the temple. It only needs one of us to fulfill the terms of the spell, so I'm here alone, only going on a pilgrimage to my Order's enclave and returning before the magic can fade. She pauses, rubbing her hands on her robe, but still smiling at you. I won't lie, though. It does get lonely from time to time, so thanks so much for stopping by. What else can I do for you?
Show me the
You
body.
have. Yeah. Okay. 218.
Show me the body.
You say that you're here to examine Maybelline's body.
I'm here to
The mayor.
examine Maybelline's body.
I think my voice
Uh,
changed for this. It's fine. Hey, Liz.
Hi, Liz. The mayor has informed you that the body is due to be buried tomorrow, and that this may well be your last chance to gather some clues to the identity of the killer.
The unaliver. Oh my gosh, you're gonna get
Uh,
me flagged on TikTok.
I blame the obvious mimic. No, Selene says with an emphatic shake of her head. Definitely not. It's just not necessary and in front of the family of the deceased. I'm very sorry, but I can't let you do that. You're confused. This was to be the purpose of your visit. You can try and understand her resistance, or try to convince her to let you see Maybelline.
I am going to. Um, I don't. I'm gonna. I'm gonna do what I want. So I'm not gonna try to understand her. I forgot. I forgot the wording of the other one. Uh,
So you're going to try and convince her to let you
yeah,
see
convince
Maybelline?
her. I was like, what is the word? But yes, I'm gonna try to convince her.
Okay, you try to make Selene see reason. You must see the body, and you go about making that very clear. So
I must see the
go
body, and I go about making that very clear.
ahead and roll
Persuasion.
a charisma check.
Persuasion.
Yes, persuasion. Sorry.
Ooh, come on. 18 plus 4 is a 22.
All right, you succeed.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do.
Gain inspiration.
Oh my gosh, I'm so inspired. Thank y'all.
One moment. You press Elaine with the need to investigate the girl's unalivement,
Investigate the girls as she boobs boobily.
and how important it is to see the body. It won't take long, and then you'd be very grateful. So would the rest of the town. Well, she says, I suppose it is the right thing to do, isn't it?
Yeah,
I'm sure that it will be fine.
yeah.
She gives you the directions of the mausoleum where the body is being stored. It will be lying on an altar whose enchantment keeps the body from decaying. She warns you that while pretty in life, Maybelline's injuries are not for the faint of stomach. Good luck, she says, and turns away to gaze up at the tapestries as you leave the temple. And you go to the cemetery.
Okay, we're going to pause here because it is 10 o'clock. Did you have something to say?
Nope, I'm just adding a thing that we stopped here.
Okay, so that was it today. Okay, so what did we do today? Um, we went and we beat up a bandit. Oh, hey, Stormy, it has been a hot minute. We're just closing out. But yeah, today we went and we saw some bandits. We went to their camp. We saw the actual bandits going after the mayor and being shady. And then they came and attacked us, and we knocked that Titch's jaw off. And he never had any more dialogue after that, which is really rude. I really just wanted Jaded to talk like he had an appendage in his mouth, just for all of y'all. For all of y'all. I know what you like. I know what you came here for. But
You're not.
yeah, okay, so we beat up the bandits. We found out that the mayor used to be a bandit herself, and she claims to be recovered to be a good little mayor now, even though she had all of her little bandit followlings unalived. Oh, thank you, Stormy, for gifting the sub. Thank you so much. Uh, so yeah, after we found out that about the, thank you again for subscribing yourself. Sorry if you double subscribe, but thank you so much, Stormy. But yeah, okay, so we found out the mayor was a bandit. We found out that the woman that was unalived, Maybelline, found out that she was the bandit. So that's something to keep note of. So that means that the mayor has a reason to have wanted Maybelline taken out. She probably wouldn't have hired us, though, to find the unaliver if she was the one that did it. But who knows? Who knows? There could be a twist. Tomlin was going around slooting a boot, was kissing on somebody when we visited their home. They were apparently having a fling with the cleric, and they were engaged to Maybelline. So Tomlin's doing. Oh, y'all wanted a twist. And Tomlin's being problematic. And then we went and found Solane, who seems to be I don't know if she ever actually confirmed it, but she seems to be the last person in this church, in this monastery, in this temple. So uh, he doesn't really have anything too shady other than being uh, partnered with Tomlin. So maybe he would have been feeling some type of way against Maybelline, but I think she seems okay for now, though she's also apparently chewing on raw meat at night. So that's something to keep in mind. So now we're gonna go see the unalived body. Oh, we got an ad break. It's fine. So now we're gonna go see the unalived body next week. So I'm no longer sick, so hopefully we'll be able to keep doing these every Monday. Thank you, both Uzi and Stormy, saying the mug is mugging. Thank you all so much. Also, I'd chew raw meat at night. Yeah, but would the raw meat you chew on be cow? I think it'd be bear. I think it'd be otter. I think it'd be twink. Wait, is that an animal? So yeah, we are going to be doing word games in an hour. So if y'all are up for word games, let's do some word games. But we're going to sign off, I think. Jaded, you got anything? Also, on Thursday, I got some tea for y'all. And Stormy, you're leaving Denver tomorrow, so you come in on Thursday. We got some tea. We got some tea for Thursday. So hopefully I'll see you all then. Maybe we'll do some Stray. If y'all want to do something else on Thursday, let me know. Jaded, you got anything to share? Anything to add? Anything to thing? Are you boobin' boobily?
I'm just boobin' boobly.
Okay.
But if you want to do something, you can check out Fawcett's Discord. and maybe say, "Ooh, I'd really like to see you play this, or maybe we can play this game all together." Maybe.
Absolutely, mukbang Thursday. I mean, what are we gonna mukbang? Give me something to mukbang. I am a little on the fence on how I feel about eating on stream, because I don't tend to like eating in front of people. But you know what? We can try new things. A Taco Bell mukbang for Thursday. Oh gosh, how much Taco Bell do we need to fill 2 hours?
Oh gosh.
Get like a
Uh, uh, at what point are you just like taking small bites because you can't fit anything else in your stomach?
Squidward first bite of a Krabby Patty. I'm just like, it's delicious. But yeah, if y'all ever want to do something, one bite for 30 minutes, vary that. But if y'all ever want to do anything, hit me up. Thursday, we might do a mini mukbang. I might do a little Taco Bell on Thursday, uh, but I don't think that's going to fill it to a whole 2 hours. Make people pay to see me take a bite. I mean, that would be ideal. If I can find a way to better monetize this, that would be awesome because I've been thinking about getting a real job lately, and I would prefer not to. I'd much rather be paid to eat on stream. At that point, please. But yeah, we're gonna head out. Say goodnight, Jaded.
Good night, Jaded.
Bye, everyone. Hearts, 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 hearts.